I would love to make a line of ice creams like Ben and Jerry's
Yeah.
that are flavored but do not include. That's an important distinction because people seem to harp on that point. But tastes like illicit drug.
All right. Welcome to Your Loan with Trey Schneider. We've got Michael Cronin here sitting across from me. Um, Michael, tell the people how you and I are acquainted.
So I first met you through work. Uh,
Yeah.
that's honestly about it.
That is it. Yeah.
Obviously, I spend probably too much time going in and out of the office, and then stopping by your desk to either admire your Lego collection or
Which is
say,
pretty good right now.
"Oh yeah, it absolutely is still growing
3
somehow,
shelves. Yeah.
despite the limited number of options that they have selling there." But
It's
I think
true.
you've got just about all of them. There might be like one or two that you don't have.
Rosie the Riveter is the one I can think of. Oh, and the Alaska Nativity I don't have.
Why are those the two that you don't have?
I just haven't gotten Rosie the Riveter. The Alaska Nativity kind of looks funky, so I probably won't get that one. But Rosie the Riveter is definitely on the horizon.
All right, no, I believe in you.
But yeah, so I first met Michael at my peer interview when I was trying to get a job. I was working for Mesa Airlines, and they were like, "Hey, you can't work remote anymore, so you got to come into the office at least 3 days a week," which was a 3-hour drive from Snowflake to Phoenix, like Phoenix, and I wasn't willing to make that drive. So um, Michael asked me, "What question do you normally ask in those interviews?"
So my like interview question, whenever we do a peer interview, there, it's pretty much always the same one,
Yeah.
which is, tell me about a time in which you were called into action on behalf of your team members.
Yeah.
Basically, fancy way of saying it. So we have a bunch of canned questions
We
that,
have to ask.
I I mean, you can break script in reality, but they're like the suggested, hey, here are questions that we think are good. Please grade on that. And some of them are okay. Some of them I
Are
don't
terrible.
quite enjoy, but that one I think I value more so because it kind of gauges something that I think is useful to our work in terms of coming in cold to a situation
Yeah.
and trying to sort of take some responsibility and some action to make it kind of taking on your own
Yeah.
and make it a process that you care about and getting some results that way. And so I find that to be a useful question. So yeah, basically calling into action by your teammates.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember my answer to that question. I know I talked a lot about a coworker of mine that was selling tools to a competitor, but I don't think I would have called, or I don't think I would have said that one.
I do remember that answer. I don't remember what you answered, to be honest. So you can tell I care about it a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do. I use those interviews as more of a gauge of personality because obviously, I'm not making the decision. I don't have that authority or that
No.
power. So mostly it was just see like, are you a good worker that, you care about your work or not so much? And that kind of tells me of like, okay, this is who we may or may not hire. And
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right. Let's go into the interview. Um, so first question: in an underground rap battle with no rules, which team of any two rappers would go undefeated?
So I'm thinking Busta Rhymes is probably one of the better ones. He has power even when he's just in the studio. But though I don't know what his underground or rap battle or freestyling capabilities are, I'm sure it's probably pretty solid
Yeah.
considering the era he came from.
Yeah.
So let's go. Busta Rhymes is one of them.
Okay.
A secondary, man. I mean, Eminem had a whole movie about this thing,
Yeah.
so I feel like he might be somewhat qualified.
He
So let's
talks
say,
about it a lot.
yeah, and they've collaborated together. In
Yeah.
probably several songs. So yeah, Busta Rhymes and Eminem.
Okay. Assemble the ultimate boy, girl, or mixed band of rappers using a minimum of 5 persons.
Oh man. So I mean, you could definitely break it down in terms of people that have that individual creativity. Though I do think that many rappers have talked about whenever they get on a collaboration with Eminem specifically, that he sort of brings out some of their better qualities and their creative things.
Okay.
So I think Eminem. plus Ice Cube being one of the more well-known
Yeah.
writers and kind of having a very long history of doing that. So let's go Eminem, Ice Cube. Let's say I think KRS-One will probably have some good qualities
Okay.
to kind of be in there as another strong writing element.
I don't know if
And
I know who KRS-One is.
so KRS-One as well as DJ Scott LaRock, they were part of a group called BDP,
Nope.
Boogie Down Productions.
I know nothing
Um,
about hip hop or rap, but that's okay.
you should know about Boogie Down Productions. Back in Tender Mercies podcast days,
You asked Joe about him.
shout out Joe.
Yeah.
I did ask about BDP,
Yes, you did.
trying to sort of, jokingly suggest that they're one of the reasons that modern rap exists today
Yeah.
because of their disses. So,
Yeah.
not really a serious question, more so trying to mess with you because I was like, I got to mess with my boy.
Yeah. Trey doesn't know anything about
Yeah,
hip hop, so hearing him read a bunch of names that he doesn't know anything about.
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, and in reality, I think KRS One would actually be a legitimately good, or at least have the potential for being a good element of this band of rappers.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to exclude Andre 3000.
I was waiting for that one. I knew that one wasn't
Yeah,
making it in there.
um, I think most rappers, like people that are respected and maybe less so, uh, anyone who asks, "Hey, who's your top five?" Andre 3000's, aka Three Stack, he's almost always in that listing somewhere.
Yeah.
Generally high up, I feel like. So I think he's definitely got to be there.
Okay.
In terms
Last
of
one.
getting a crowd pleaser, it might be maybe not diverse enough, but I feel like Dr. Dre would be good.
Oh yeah.
In addition to actually having some like rap abilities themselves,
Yeah.
I think having that production element is going to be good, and that will probably be uh, valuable in kind of keeping everyone sort of in the same, I guess, tempo or energy.
Yeah.
So I might not be a very diverse group, but let's go
But it's a
Eminem,
good group.
Ice Cube, Karis One, Andre 3000, and Dr. Dre.
Great
Let's
call.
say that. And
Okay.
I'm sure there are plenty of others. I unfortunately could go on for
Yeah.
quite a while about oh, this person would be great because of reasons X, Y, and Z and
Yeah.
all that.
All right. On a scale of me, Trish Schneider, to Tyson McGuffin, where would you rank yourself in the pickleball world? Tyson McGuffin was for a long time ranked the number one pickleball player in the world in both singles and doubles.
I'm glad you said that because I was like, I feel like Tyson McGuffin is a tennis player, but maybe not.
Pickleball.
Okay. Well, the only pickleball person I know is Ben Johns and
Yep.
Lee Waters. As much as I'm a fan of playing personally, but I don't. I really need to start watching in order to like learn from them and kind of
Yeah.
get more familiar. But in terms of you guys, honestly, I'm probably at Trey Schneider.
No, you're
I am not good at the game. Not that you're not bad,
no,
but
I'm
I'm definitely
terrible.
no.
That's how I know you're better than me is because when we play, if you're against me, I always lose. I know that for a fact.
I mean, not necessarily. I think one of the things that I think is not talked about often enough for pickleball, especially, is like who your teammate is matters as much as who your opponent is. Because if you don't have a good like communication style with your teammate,
Yeah.
no matter how good you guys are independently, like you're not going to do well just because you guys aren't in like the same like
Wavelength.
right.
Yeah.
So I think that matters a lot. And if you and I play, maybe we don't quite play the same way. I mean, luckily you've got some reach, so that's going to help you out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Bails me out a lot.
sure, but I mean, that's your advantage. You might as well use it.
Yeah. All right. So more what I got from that is you're closer to Tyson McGuffin than you are to me. I know that for a fact.
Trey, I think you got hit in the head, dude. No, I'm not good at
With a
all.
pickleball, I got hit in the head.
I mean,
But
it's a plastic ball. You'll be fine.
yeah. If you could go pro in anything, what would you go into?
Uh, I mean, probably music in reality, even though like I don't have any technical ability or I don't think I really have the creative chops for it. Like not right now at least. But it's something that I enjoy quite a bit. So if I
Yeah.
could just, wave a magic wand, yeah, music might as well.
That would be it's like so much fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of that creative outlet, which is awesome. But you also can
Yeah.
appeal to a crowd, and you kind of find you know some things that you're into, and I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. No, for sure. I think that would have been my answer too. All right. Which step in the scientific process do you tend to omit?
It's definitely going to be the testing. I'm very much a fire and forget. I enjoy that a lot. So I don't know which step that is necessarily, but I know it's part of it. Um, and just like with Excel work, which is
Yep.
totally scientifically relevant,
Yeah.
I just want to head straight into the solution and say, all right, it works. What do we need to test for?
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of the main point is making sure that it works.
Yeah. Um, Aside from your spam mail idea, which by the way, for those of you that have listened or don't know what we're talking about, go back and listen. Or if you know what we're talking about, the spam mail and remailing it out. That's Michael here. He came up with that. Aside from that idea, which idea are of yours are you ready to deploy here on the podcast? What can my listeners help you do?
Ready to deploy, probably not much, but I definitely have ideas cooking. Uh, One of the things, if money is no object, I would love to make a line of ice creams like Ben and Jerry's
Yeah.
that are flavored but do not include. That's an important distinction because people seem to harp on that point. But tastes like illicit drugs, which, bear with me, as much fun as it sounds, I like the idea of someone going into a grocery store with their child, and children love ice cream. And the child says, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, can I have that ice cream?"
Can I have
And
crystal meth?
right. And the mom has to look at that in the freezer aisle and just wonder, where has the country gone? What has this world come to? And she's just going to be so taken aback, or dad might as well, but maybe he'll be more cool with it. I don't know. Depends on where the divorce is, I guess. But
Oh gosh.
hey, man, if there's drug
We
ice cream out in the aisles, divorces are happening.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So, not necessarily ready to deploy that one, but it's an idea I've had for quite a while, and I like the idea of it
I
personally.
wasn't planning on talking about this one, but let's touch quickly on your idea of teeth candies for Halloween.
The teeth candy, that's a good one. So we all love teeth. It's a
Yeah,
good thing to have, I guess.
people
Uh,
like having them. Yeah.
but if you had more, like say hypothetically some anatomically correct teeth candy, like like the candy cigarettes that they look literally like sticks of chalk.
Yeah.
What if I think you got that sort of same idea, but instead it was shaped like human teeth?
Roots and all.
Well, the roots, that's where the fun part comes in. Those could be like a sort of like a raspberry flavor, and so it still has that red hue right when you get down to the nerve, but it's still going to be a tooth and it's candy. Doesn't that sound great?
It does.
And imagine if you would, you go to a Halloween party, or you're a child trick or treating, your first one ever. You're, you know, a nice little scary dinosaur,
My kid's first Halloween, of course.
right? And someone says, "Oh, look at you! You're a dinosaur," and they just hand you a fistful of teeth. Isn't that great?
Is this loose teeth?
How else would they be? Do you want the gums? That's weird, dude.
That is true. That would be worse.
I mean, if you want the gums, then I don't know. I'm sure so we could probably figure something out about that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
no,
like bubble gum.
yeah, that could
Yeah.
be the fun part is that the teeth are crunchy, but then the gums are like gummy, and
Yeah.
that's great.
There you go. All right. Next question. Which of these would you rather own? A serval or a caracal?
The serval looks cooler, but anyone who is known about the culture says that the caracal, that is the cat to
Okay.
know. He's he's like royalty. He's treated like royalty.
Of course.
But in reality, the serval has such a fun. It's just a cat.
Yeah.
It's great. And, it meows weird. It will kill you. Both of these cats will. Do not have them as pets. But the serval, 100%.
Okay. So why is PETA against the SCCAA, Space Cat Calendar Advent of America?
I am unfamiliar with it. Is this a thing?
No,
No. Okay.
I
That
made
is
this up.
fair enough. In that case, I'm gonna guess they're against it because it promotes the health and exploration of cats. PETA, of course, well known for kind of, ironically, doing exactly what they're supposed to be against,
Yep.
is being bad for animals' health.
Yep. So why should the general public, or like my listeners, for example, be invested in the MEWC Microsoft Excel World Championship. This is one of the. This might be the first thing you ever talked to me about when I got hired on.
And it shows that hiring you was a mistake, Trey. You know that it's the financial modeling World Cup, man.
This is when I looked it up. This is
Oh,
what came up.
really?
Yeah,
Look, well, it shows that I'm a mistake. Jesus. So I mean, why they should be invested?
yeah. Why should the public care? Why should they tune in?
I mean, they shouldn't. That's unfortunately the short answer. But in a lot of jobs, there are probably a lot of people that have to deal with Excel,
Yeah,
and they hate it. But
but we love it.
yeah, I think they fail to recognize the dull but creative outlet that Excel can be.
Ex-
It's
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's, hey, I have a problem or a bunch of numbers and words that I want to make them different. And what could be more satisfying than saying, hey, I have a problem and hey, I solved it.
Yeah,
That's fantastic to be able to say, yeah, let's figure out what's going on. Let's fix it. There we go. And now it works.
and let's watch people try to do it quickly.
Yeah, that's where the competition part comes in is you get to watch other people either A suffer or you get to watch them have some real fun times to make things better.
Yeah. All right. So, Outcast or Goody Mob. So similar, or well, so this is going to be a blind ranking of 6 albums. Three
Okay.
from Goody Mob, three from Outcast.
Okay.
And so you get one at a time. You tell me where on the list of 1 through 6 you want it to go, one being the best, six being the worst.
All right. I see.
Number one, Soul Food.
Number one.
Number one.
Sorry to say to I love Outkast. They're massively important to like Southern rap and then rap as a whole. But I personally feel that Soul Food by itself does hold a very special and important place in Southern rap. It does have a lot of that sort of conscious hip hop that
Okay.
Outkast can sometimes be known for, but um, I think Soul Food kind of it does take it, even though it may not have as much radio play as
Yeah.
Outkast does. I think if you're a big fan of rap albums, it's got to be Soul Food
Okay.
as number one.
Number two, Still Standing. Goody Mob.
So, unfortunately, this is the part where things kind of take a turn for the worse. Goody Mob albums after Soul Food are not well known for being that good,
Okay.
sadly. Still Standing's not bad, but if I know for a fact that 3 other Outkast albums are coming out, I'm going to put Still Standing at number 4.
Okay.
Um, it's got some good stuff, but it definitely was not a good follow, or it wasn't as good of a follow up to Soul Food as Soul Food was.
Yeah. Okay. I don't even know how you say this.
Southern Playlistic Cadillac Music by Outkast.
There we go.
That I mean, as I mentioned earlier tonight, that's the CD that I currently have in my car right now.
Yep.
I was, let's see, I don't even know what song was playing. I'm pretty sure it was like track like 14, so like Deep or something like that. It
All
might be
right.
16. So Southern Playlistic, it definitely, I believe that is the like studio debut for Outkast. I'm not sure if that was their first official project.
No idea.
Um, let's see, so that's third in the list. I got 1 and 4 taken. If there are other Outcast albums coming out, which there should be, I'm gonna put Southern Playlistic as number 3. It's what started it off. It's got some fantastic features, good songs by themselves. That's, I believe, the reason Outkast got an award in the Soul Train Awards the second year in 1995. I believe.
Okay.
I could be very off base there.
All right. Number four. Is this AT Aliens?
AT Aliens.
AT Aliens. Okay.
That one. Well, if you have Aquemini later, there's a debate there, but I'm gonna think AT Aliens is gonna be number 2
Okay.
in that ranking. Pretty much it is nipping at the heels of Soul Food.
Okay.
It is Outcast pretty much like at their peak.
Okay.
Obviously, in competition with Aquemini, if that album is on this
We'll
list.
see. World Party.
That one, I think even Wikipedia agrees that that is unfortunately where Good Mob definitely falls. Sadly, I'm gonna put that one at number 5.
Okay.
And
And Stankonia.
Stankonia, you had mentioned that earlier.
Yep, I did.
Uh I'm sorry. So I was thinking it was gonna be 1 through 5. in that case, can I switch World Party to number 6? It was
Yeah,
going to be at the bottom no
yeah,
matter what.
yeah.
Sadly to say, but in that case, unfortunately, that would leave Stankonia with a number 5 placement, which honestly, looking at the list of basically in order Soul Food, ATLian, Southern Playalistic, was it Still
I
Standing,
think so.
and then
Yeah,
Stankonia, no, number 5.
yeah.
Stankonia probably is better, well, it almost definitely is above Still Standing, but I'm not too upset with
All
where it
right,
fell.
cool. We got a new segment.
Oh, okay, let's
All
go.
right. How do you feel about chocolate ice cream?
It's overrated, man.
Tell me about it. We had
So,
this conversation at
yeah,
work,
we
and I
did.
wanted the people to know about it.
Probably controversial, but chocolate is just not as good of a flavor cold as people seem to think it is, but I believe it's because they think warm chocolate, and which is fantastic. But like chocolate flavored ice cream, I would rather have vanilla or strawberry.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wendy's, okay, this is slightly different, but Wendy's Frosty, you're going strawberry over chocolate.
I would.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think chocolate's that good. It's it's cool, but I just find it to be kind of this I don't know, it's just this weird sort of acidic flavor almost that goes back there. I mean,
Yeah.
acidic in the most lightest sense
Yeah.
possible. It's I just find it to be kind of boring,
Okay.
and I don't think it's worth it.
All right. Going on. Can you prove to me that your birthday is actually your birthday? Another
I
debate we've had at work.
Yeah, no, this is a question I've had for a long time. I can't prove anything about that. I don't know if I was there. They say I was, but
The
I don't
paper
remember
says
it.
I was born this day.
Yeah, I don't remember it. So how can I prove that I was there or that it was the day they say it was?
So if someone hands you a piece of paper and says, "This is your birth certificate," you can't take that seriously.
I mean, no. A, why do
Exactly.
they have it? B, it's a piece of paper.
It's true.
If I hand them something that says, "Hey, I'm allowed to go over the speed limit," which of course I would never do, well then, you know, does that prove anything to that cop that's pulling me over?
No.
No. So I mean, I was I have more recollection of not going over the speed limit than my own birth.
All right. And then final thoughts. Maybe you. Do you have some final thoughts?
So some final thoughts. I believe I said it before, but I just gotta say again, shout out to Joe
Shout
for
out to
kind of
Joe.
being, early starts with Trey. Trey,
Yeah.
congratulations on doing your thing, man. It's cool to
Thank you.
see you want to do what you're doing, and you're kind of making some strides. You're on location currently,
I
which
am
I don't
on
know if that's
site.
been mentioned so far,
We
but
are on site.
yeah, no, that's you're making big moves, man. But no, shout out to Joe because he recognized some, I think, early potential and was there as an early co-host. So
Got me started.
yeah,
Joe
which
was the one that pushed me to do it in the best way possible.
yeah, no, I mean, he was there, kind of one of your very early supporters. So I don't think that can be underplayed. And
No.
Tally, thank you for putting up with Trey and all of his fun behaviors. I know at work Trey is one of our best friends, but at home I'm sure he is also that.
I'm so much fun at home. No, thank you. Ladies, Michael is single. He is our he's another one of my guests that if you're looking for someone who knows more about anything you could possibly think of, or at least has a thought on it, Michael is your guy.
It's a very nice way of saying I'm very opinionated about things I don't know about.
No, not even that. Just no matter what it is that I bring up, Michael has at least heard of it. He knows what realm I'm talking about, and can maneuver the conversation in a way that is like that he's in it. He knows what we're talking about. And ladies, I said he's a great pickleball player. Okay, he bakes. Um, I do know that he's currently working on embroidering a hat. Yeah,
Yeah, it's so so. I honestly, I got Skyrim that took priority
yeah,
over embroidery. So
yep.
sorry to say.
Michael got me back into Skyrim too. Great idea. If you're listening to this and you've played Skyrim and you're like, yeah, it was fun, Play it again now. It's a lot more fun now than it was when you played it last.
It's the
Promise you
gift
that.
that keeps on giving.
Yes, because you'll be able to play it 5 or 6 more times before Skyrim 6 comes out, or the Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. But
Unfortunately, you'll be able to retire before or Elder
or
Scrolls
6,
6
yeah,
comes out. It's it might happen. It just isn't going to happen soon.
true. And if you're into the show Atlanta, do I have the guy here for you?
To be
There it is.
fair, I am still halfway through season 3, so I need to pick up back on that one.
There you go. All right. Well, Michael, thank you so much for coming on. I doubt this is the last time you're hearing of Michael. He'll be on in my thoughts on podcasts because a lot of the things that I find interesting typically come from Michael. Um, and we'll probably have him on again. So, um, thank you, and we'll see you guys all next week.
Thanks for having me, Trey. It's been a
Hmm.
great time.
Thank you.